Good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. Last year we did a video on Escape from Tarkov, different maps. We did some loot runs, having a look on where the caches are and things like that. We did it on customs, we did it on lighthouse, we did it on woods, and we did it on shoreline. Now we'll have a look on streets, which is the new map. Also, this one has some stashes and some other things to loot, so we will have a look on that as well. This map has 15 minutes, which means it's as long as shoreline. You can take your time, you can explore it, and so on. Obviously, seeing it is a new map, there are some performance issues. Some people can barely run the map. With the latest systems, it's kinda okay, but there is a bit of a problem connecting between players. So we have some rubber banding from time to time. They're working on it. I think it already improved quite a bit compared to the beginning, but it's a new map, that's how it goes. We had the same last year with Lighthouse. We're getting 30-40 FPS in the beginning. Later on we got 60-70, it was more optimized. The same thing will happen here. Of course, this is a very detailed map, so it might take a bit longer, we will see. If I'm running it online with my system, I'm getting about 190, 100 FPS, which means it's about 15-20 more than when you get it online. You always get like 20 FPS less when you run it online. So we will do an offline run, have a look around and see what goes on. See if we can find all the stashes and all that stuff. Keys, there are 23 or 24 keys, I think. I got a bunch of them, but the more good ones we are missing, of course, because that's the other game that is playing again on the flea market. Everything for barter trade only. For instance, I have the Lexus office, that is a car dealer, the manager's office. I have that key, but you also need the Lexus secure area to get to that room, and that one is barter trade only. Cheknaya 15 is probably the best key in the game at the moment. That is obviously barter trade as well, and I think there was another one, but we have some keys. We will see, we'll bring them along. Store we'll bring along. Hideout and Skybridge we can probably find, we'll see. So up we go. We'll have a look on the Streets of Tarkov. Afternoon, we enable the practice mode. You click on game settings, the AI amount, you put it on none so that nobody is bothering you, and then you can explore the map. That is also something new. You can play around here with these settings. Hopefully we get a good spawn so that we can pretty much do a little bit of a route. When it comes to ground stashes, there are 10 as far as I know. Pretty much 5 on the west and 5 on the east. We will see where we spawn, and then we'll do a bit of a circle around the map. At the same time, for new players who cannot run the game properly on streets or not that familiar with the map, I will point out some things that I meanwhile figured out. I'm not 100% on this map either, but I know all the extractions. I know pretty much where the stashes are, so we will see where we spawn in. We have 15 minutes to explore it all. I don't know if I brought food, but we probably can find some food and drinks to survive that raid. Let's see. Not that bad, actually. Okay. We spawn on the residential area, which let me get to here for a second. Over there we have the collapsed crane, which is one of the extractions. Over there it's Concordia area. That is the car dealer. And over here we have the residential area. This is Cheknaya 15 building with probably the best room in the whole game at the moment. That Cheknaya 15. So we'll check quickly on this side and then we move to the other side and then we go from there. Over here we have a jacket and a duffel bag in here. There is a toolbox over there. There are some weapon crates here in the construction area itself. A couple of toolboxes on the first floor. On the second floor a couple of weapon boxes. And here below the crane is our first ground stash. Nothing major. What you also have over here is a bunch of these crates which are not lootable yet. Either there's nothing in it or they haven't fixed that yet, but I'm assuming that over time you will be able to loot these. There's one inside the construction area which you can actually loot. Same here, this thing is not lootable. But this cabin over here is the one of these things. Which apparently I don't have with me. It's the construction, I think it's called. That is this door. This one is open. A couple of jackets here and a duffel bag and a weapon crate. If you go in between these two and you go here in the back, you often find very decent ammo here. Grenade case and usually 2 piles of ammo. I found some Igolnik here the other day, some SNB, some M62. Pretty good ammo here sometimes. Which is a thing, of course. The Concordia building. If we go to this yellow thing, over there in the corner is sewer. River or whatever it's called. I think this is one just called sewer, is an scav extract. Sewer river is the one with the metro, that's a PMC extract. Here on this thing, behind here somewhere is another stash. There it is. Stash number 2. There we go. We found a current. And then we have the Concordia buildings. Building number 7, number 3, number 1 over there. All kind of loot in there. Below here we have the Goshen store. It's one of the stores you need to do for the sausage quest, I think it is. Second floor, right in front of us we have room 64. That is a key, Concordia 64. Got a bedroom over here. GP coin, a lion, camera here. That's probably all the places where you find cameras is probably broadcast quest potentially later on. So that is Concordia 64, and then we have what's this one called? Office. Concordia Office it's called, which is also in this room. Which means that's 2 keys. Let's see what we can find here in this office. Not much by the looks of it. Some cigarettes, some paper, some loose spawns here. Maybe some good spawns here or there. There is a computer. Maybe it guarantees a GPU or something. No, not really. I'm pretty sure there are more spawns than... I haven't checked this one actually, so I don't know yet. It's the first time I open it. Only one computer in it. There was better loot in the bedroom here. Always check the showers. That if we play something like Shoreline, you can find LEDXs in the shower. I don't know if that's the case over here. So this is Concordia 64 is one of the keys that you need. That body over there and some other stuff. So that's 1-2 stashes. Concordia 1 here. You see a staircase over there. There is a room over there with a red table. That is for a later Lightkeeper quest, I think. You need to go to a sniping position looking on the crane that is over there. How to get there is by going to the stairs. So you go to the left here, left again. You can also go downstairs in the underground. Building 1. Now I need to look myself. It's somewhere on the red light, I think. Did I miss it already? You have somewhere the Concordia security room over here. Ah, over here it is. That is this one. You need it for a quest. I believe you need to pick up a encrypted hard drive or something. It's usually over here that you can pick it up. There are a couple of computers here. So even if you're not on the quest, you can loot. Always a chance of finding a GPU. Some other loot. There is a safe here. Doesn't require a key. So yeah, that's the best way of getting there, is if you go from building 1, just take that stairs and then left and left again to get to that room. That's the fastest way up there. If you go, let me see. Don't know what's going on with this one. There is a camera here. Can't breach it, so it's not opening. More rooms over here. This is apartment 8, all kind of loot in here. So more rooms over here, which pretty much brings you to the other side. But I'm not sure what's going on here with this room, because this is room 34 and we have a key for Concordia 34. But apparently in offline mode, this door is open apparently. Some offices here, computers here and there. Some more stuff here, kitchen, duffel bag. I think there's also a bedroom somewhere. We already passed that probably. Oh, this is the Concordia 34. That's the bedroom. This is offline, of course. It doesn't always spawn what's going on, but I'm assuming that there might be some spawn in that box or on the shelf here or something. As far as I know, you don't need it for a quest. So it's supposed to be a decent key, but I don't see anything. Maybe there's a Bitcoin on the seat here or something, potentially, if you play this online. You can go back from where you came, or you can just go out this way. So this is building 2, is another way to get to that room. So these are the Concordia buildings. Underground we have a security room. In this building it's 34, and over there it's 64 and 64 office. That's keys that you can use here. Here we have building 9. There are a couple of toolboxes. Some of them are locked. I haven't found a key for that yet, but behind Concordia in the corner there is evacuation zone, is one of the PMC's extracts. Now meanwhile behind the car dealer. If you jump in here or you go through the door, behind the counter here you can find all kind of loot. Medical spawns very often, CMS kits, Salewas. But you can also find, I think you can find a golden skull here once, or a roller. Pretty good. Over here we have a duffel bag. This duffel bag very often has streamers items, I've noticed. Golden egg or things like that. I haven't found anything here yet, so I don't know about that. And then if you go here, you have a bit of a gym. There is 1, 2, and then behind there 3 duffel bags. Always good to check because they can in theory spawn anything. This is sort of the middle boulevard of the road and of the map that sort of splits the west from the east pretty much. This is the car dealer. That's where the first boss will spawn, is the car dealer. He's not in the game yet, so what I've done for now is that inside there is a small chance, I think it's like 2.5% or something, that Gluhar spawns in there, which is the boss from Reserve. I haven't seen him yet, but in theory it spawns. Behind this red container, another stash. So we had a stash on the crane, we had one on the Concordia buildings, and we have one over here as well. Nothing major here. There is a toolbox in here, another toolbox here. This Harley is one of the ones that you need to mark for one of the new quests. We have a crate over there that you can loot. A couple of duffel bags and a jacket in this container. There is another toolbox in the van here. Another duffel bag in this van. This building, what's it called? There is a key for that one, second floor. I think it's archives, I think. It's either that or supply. Let's have a look. It's on the second floor. Filing cabinets over there, a bunch. Same story here. If you open this door, there are 8 filing cabinets over there, 4 over there. In there, some more, I think. And I think the key is for this door. I think it's a supply room, I think it's called. Not sure what's in here. More filing cabinets. A safe as well, which is locked. So that is it's one of those rooms where they still need to come up with some keys. I think there are like 2 or 3 of those. Maybe you find some good stuff in the filing cabinets. Don't really need those 4 filing cabinets. There are probably 80 filing cabinets on this map. We'll go out in the back again. Over here, of course, the medical urban medicine, I think the quest is. You need to be in here. That thing that you need to find is some sort of grey container. You have to look on the ground here all over the place. There are a couple of spawns. Medical bag over here, medical crate over here. It can spawn some stims on the floor here sometimes. If you jump on this bed, there can be a CMS kit or Salewa on here, and another medical crate down below. So obviously if you're in need of meds, this is the place to be, or stims. So more containers with all kind of stuff. Jackets, duffel bags, weapon crates in most of these containers. You can also go up here. Some crate with grenades, I think it is, and another weapon crate in there. And then we have here, what's it called? Container. That's this key. Some weapon racks which potentially could spawn a weapon, another weapon crate, some weapon parts, attachments, and let's see, grenade or ammo, probably this one. It's a grenade case. So, and some weapon parts as well. Here, this will be the ammo one, I think. Over here, it's mostly tool sets and everything with technical. I think 2 toolboxes and a couple of loose spawns on the ground below. And here we have a duffel bag and another one inside here, over there. In the car dealer itself, it's mainly weapon crates that you find in there. But yeah, oh yeah, I forgot to show you that. There's another tech crate over here. So this is the car dealer. This is where, whenever they put in the first boss, which will be the car dealer boss, he will be hanging around here. At this moment, seeing there is no boss, I haven't found anything decent here yet. There are 1, 2, and then 3 over there, weapon crates, but it's nothing really great. But here we have the Lexus secure area. You need to open that. I think there's 1 high value spawn in this area, and then behind the corner is the office, the Lexus office. I do have the Lexus office key. That's this one. Car dealer director office, but you also need this one to open the gate, so I can't even get to it. Because the zoomers have all the keys and they are barter trading for it. If you know what I mean by the zoomers. Those people that have 50 rep and are offering 30 Ledixes in a package, you know, those guys. They have their hands on all these keys, of course. Because they fly from one position to another. Let's sort this side of the map. We go out here. This is the Sparia store between Concordia and Lexus. I think it's on the 2nd floor. Is it this one? No, it's this one. This is the store key. This is the store manager's office or something. More filing cabinets, a couple of loose spawns on the ground here and there, I'm assuming. Computers I see here as well. Duffel bag. Probably some more loose spawns here on the shelves. Save as well. This one is not locked. So this is sort of like the manager's office in... So, computer, safe, filing cabinets, some loose spawns, more than likely, duffel bag. And I don't think you can get in here unless you have the key. That's this one here, store. Store manager's key, it says. That's from this shop. Nothing here. Weapon crate in the truck. A couple of toolboxes here. Duffel bag behind the counter, I think. Now there is here sort of the interchange style. We have some lockers here. I think I found once a roller in here, but it's not as often as on interchange lockers. But you can find it though. So and that's where we started on this area. So we have one ground stash there on the collapsed crane, one on Concordia and one on Lexus. Which means that on this side of the map we still have two to go. This is the residential area. The problem with this place is that there is only one way in and one way out. Although there are two doors, but... This is the Cheknaya 15 building. You can go in here. Or you can go through here. That's sort of the only way in and out of this building. This brings you to the residential area. We will come to that in a second. Over there is the stairs key. People can open that. That means they have angles on you. That also means that they can jump up there and they have an angle on you, so always be careful. This is one of those Quaze boys. I think it's a Propor's friend or something. You need to go find him. He's on the stairs here. It's one of those quests. There is usually also a high value spawn here somewhere. Can be a golden skull or a Bitcoin. You need to search a little bit next to this body. There is a room here which has a tech spawn over here. Found a GPU here already. GPX. Pretty good stuff here sometimes on this shelf. Next to that filing cabinets, jackets. More filing cabinets, a weapon crate. Over here, loose spawn, usually ammo. Dead body, you can find some stuff. Computer over here as well. Over here, very often streamers items. Golden egg, teddy bear I found here already. Press pause as well at some point. Can be anything, but very often streamers items. Here on the floor you have some loose loot. In this bathroom I haven't found much yet, but in theory it could spawn some techs, I think, here. Medical spawn here. We have a jacket over here in the bathroom, and then some loose spawn, defuel, and so I very often find here some food and drinks and another duffel bag. Then if we go back, then you can, this is your way to get upstairs. So you have to come through that whole building. You can go to the third floor. For this one you need the iron gate key. It has 40 uses, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells, and each single one of them uses the iron gate key. So dead body, some loose loot here and there, some food, sugar, of course. You can go in 5 and jump down, or you can just, if you don't have the key, you can also just go down here to the second floor. You need the iron gate key for a quest though. Over here some loose spawns on the left here. Can be anything here, I think. I found morphine here earlier, ammo you find here sometimes. Some loose spawns over here, on the table, behind the table, on the couch. This is the drop down room. Usually some augmentamo, ibuprofen on the couch here. And then if you crawl under this, you have the stairs key, which I didn't bring apparently. No, I didn't bring it. I have it sitting somewhere. I didn't bring it. So this, it's not really, it just gives you an angle to jump up there or look down. There's no room behind it. We saw it from the other side earlier. And this is Cheknaya 15. Probably the best room in the game. What you can find in there, roosters, cats, lions, golden skulls, the whole whatchamadoodle of high value spawns. And usually there are 4, 5 or 6 of them in the room every raid. So it's probably the best room in the game at the moment. Unless you're really looking for stims, then it's probably black on labs, but if you're just looking for general value loot, that is probably the best room in the game. And as you can see, you're completely stuck here. So which means that if you go into this building, you always have to go back out. And that of course leads to all kind of problems. Maybe you get camped or whatever. So we'll go back in the back here. Over here on this orange thing here. I think it's this pile, yeah. Stash number 4 meanwhile, I think, from the ground stashes that we found. Oh my god, man. Stamina is the thing. No matter how many times you go to the gym. So that's also one way that you don't have to come through the open road. You can come in from there. Over here, these apartments are not that... they're not bad. There are filing cabinets, duffel bags and whatnot. But what you have here is you go into this door, go to the first floor. From all these apartments, there's only one door that opens. You go to the second floor, same story. So you have apartment and the same thing in that corner there for those apartments. Every floor has one door that opens. So you can loot away there, of course. So we're not gonna have it because we are still only we are under half of our time. I'm gonna run here. This is census, I think the quest is called. Something with census. You need to be in this area. If you go to this red container here, you have the fire next to the car. Just jump on the car. Stash number 5. Okay, I think we slightly need some food here because my man doesn't want to jump over here. SJ6. I found an evasion armband here the other day. This stash has pretty decent loot. Unfortunately, I didn't make it out because I was looting it, I turn around and I get killed by some idiots. This is also the back of the bar. So if we go into this bar, usually behind the counter here, there it is, the skybridge key. If it's not behind the counter, it can be on this seat as well, or on this seat. That's where you can find the skybridge key. Go back out. You can jump on that container and then jump over it. Then you don't have to go all the way around. And then we come to the Primorsky buildings. 46, which is the post office, and 48 over there. That skybridge key in that bar is a fixed spawn. I think it's every raid there, but of course, if you don't find it, it can be looted already. You need it at least for 2 quests, I think even 3, because I think there's a later one with Lightkeeper, which also requires you to have that key. So you go to the skybridge over here. And then you can open it. And you can find the key in the bar, as I just shown you. Yeah, you need... I think it's Ballet Lover. You just need to come in this room. Then you have Audiophile, where you need to find a guitar pick. But the thing with the guitar pick is it has 10 different spawns. So that means that you're gonna have to search this whole place. It can be on the counter there. It can be on the shelf over there. It can be all over here on the couch next to the kitchen area over here. I don't know if it can spawn in the toilet, not 100% sure. It can spawn in the cup over here, and it can spawn next to the speaker of the drum set. There are 10 different spawns where you need to find that guitar pick if you're on that quest. And then later on there is another quest where I think you need to hide a thermal scope somewhere here in the place as well, which is a Lightkeeper quest. Now, if there are people pushing you from that side, there is a way out here. You can kick this door. This door cannot be opened from the other side, so the only way is to kick it and get out. So if you see that door open, that means that somebody was on that quest. And that is sort of this side of the map. Then we have the post office over here. There are a few quests here as well. Filing cabinets over here. If you go through this place. This room here, a bunch of filing cabinets. 8 over there, 4 in the corner. There are 2 computers here as well. And then this is sort of as far as you can go, I think. Then we have the Pinewood Hotel. That street from there on all the way to the right is covered by snipers. So don't run in the middle over there. As long as you stay close to the wall here on the Pinewood, you should be fine. They're not invisible though. Some of them you can see and you can actually kill. In the middle there you can go underground. That is the underpass extraction, but you need to be very quickly because they can kill you. Those snipers. The Pinewood Hotel, room 215, room 206 are quest keys, I think. 206 is also a very good one. Barter trade only. Moving on to the other side of the map, in a way. So if you come from the Pinewood Hotel, we just crossed it now. You have on the corner there is Nikita's bar. And here you have the couple of bus stops here and stuff like that. A little park here. This is the signal area. If you go over there and you shoot a green flare in the air, then you can cross. My man needs some food apparently. Let's quickly solve that before we don't see anything anymore. So you can shoot a green flare here. Either a cartridge from the pistol if you have the pistol, or the normal green flare. You shoot it in the air here. You wait 10 seconds or whatever. As you can see, snipers it says, but if you shoot a green flare here, you can go into the middle of the road, and this is the Klimov extraction. But you need a green flare to extract there. If you go to the double bench here in the park, another stash here behind it somewhere. I can find it. No, it's here, and then left, there it is. With some other food? No, I don't think so. So that's one way of getting out of here. Don't go too far because otherwise you get sniped. There's some loose spawns here in the truck or in front of the truck as well. Nothing major. Nikita bar, very often on the counter you can find some vodka or whiskey or things like that. And the same there. Sometimes just some normal drinks and foods as well. If we go left, we have two extractions here. We have Sewer River, which is a PMC extraction, and then in the corner, in that door there, is the Catacombs, which is a scab extraction. The train goes under, we go left on that tree. Another stash over here. I lost count. 7 now, I think. Yeah, I think we've done 7 of the 10 stashes already. Across Nikita's bar, we have the bank here, the financial thing. There's a jacket over here and a toolbox. Behind the counter, you can find all kind of loot. I found rollers here, golden skulls, money sometimes. So yeah, this is a pretty decent spawn as well. This is finance small, the small room. A couple of jackets here, another save again. Computer over here, more filing cabinets. Another computer over here. This is, what does it say? Finance S, it says on the key. S standing for the small room. We go upstairs. On the left, this one you can just open, it's just a kitchen area, something like that. Here you need to be for the audit quest, I think, which is a diary in between those orders that you can pick up. There's some loose loot, not that crazy. And this is the other key, which is the normal finance key. Duffel bag and 5 computers, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2 computers over here. 3, 4. A duffel bag over there, and then there's another computer here, which is 5. So 5 computers and a duffel bag in this room. If you find that key, or you can just buy it. Not even that expensive, I think. And yeah, we can just go out in the back if we want. Which sort of brings us to the construction area. You can go in here if you want. You can breach that thing. You can check that apartment. A couple of duffel bags there and some jackets, I believe. Or you can just go through the blue thing here. Because this is a breach door. If you kick this, people might hear you. So sometimes it's better to go just through the wall. Construction area. We go up, left, and then right, I think it is, yeah. This is well known by now. This is the factory marked room. But everybody knows by now that you can go up and jump down, and then you don't need the key. It's not that great either though, but you jump up here, you just look down. And as soon as he falls down, you press on back, and then you can just get in. Find some weapons here, sometimes around here. Sledgehammer very often you find here as well. There's a weapon crate here. There's some loose spawns on the ground, usually tech spawns, and another weapon crate over here. You also need to be here for one quest, broadcast 4 I think it is, where you need to find the cult place, which is over here. But you don't need the marked room key because you can jump in, as you just saw. Everybody knows that by now. That might be fixed over time, I don't know. Some crates over here, upstairs as well. Another tech crate. Over there in the corner, and then right, another room with, I think, 16 filing cabinets, 2 computers as well. But we're gonna go right here now. To do a few more stashes before we leave. There's one here, you have the red metal stairs. It's below here somewhere. There we go. In the tires. Nothing major here by the looks of it. Now we go through this building. For a second, we will come back here. We are back across the car dealership. There's another tech crate over here. If you're in need of the hideout key, also just like the Skybridge key, Skybridge spawns in the bar, the hideout key spawns over here. In this duffel bag, it's always here. This is sort of the first hideout, and then the second hideout, there it is, hideout key, which is under the stairs of the theater. Coming out, I think it's over here somewhere. There we go. Is another stash, stash number 9. Let's see if this is a good one. Not that bad actually. By the way, SJ6 with a Trimadol, one of the new stims. If you combine that, you do not lose any stamina for like 3 minutes or something. Probably should have taken that. Let's go back in. There are some dead bodies all over the place, for instance here behind the counter. They are all lootable. This time we go in here. We open this door. That's a bit of a shortcut towards the theater. Also a bit of a safe shortcut, seeing you're inside the building and don't have to cross the open. There is another crate over here, as you can see. There's the theater stairs. Underneath is a door. That is where you need the hideout key. I think you need it for a Lightkeeper quest. But if we do go on this square here, there are all kind of loot. On that bench over there is a couple of duffel bags and one of those suitcases, I think. Over here on this thing, another stash, which is stash number 10. I think we've done all the stashes now. So we didn't even have the good rooms like the Lexus office and the Cheknaya 15 and Pinewood 206. We didn't even have those, but even now we have a couple of GP coins, a lion, a current, just doing the stashes. And so yeah, for those who haven't figured it out yet, the loot is pretty good on this map. And it's seen it is so big, and you have 50 minutes. A lot of people are scabbing in here. As a player scab, it seems to have some steady times. You either spawn in at 47 minutes or at 38 minutes. And then we just go out. If the car is here. car is not here. Wonderful. This is the Primorsky taxi thing. So that means we don't have a green flare. We're gonna have to look for the courtyard, which is sort of like old gas station in Customs, or Rock Passage in Shoreline, for those who remember that one. It's a green smoke extraction. If the green smoke is there, you can extract. If it's not there, then it's not open. The theater itself, pretty big building, but as far as I know, there are a couple of doors, but none of them are open, so that's probably for later. The second iteration of the map, we're obviously gonna go there because that's the Tarbank Tower. That is where the whole story of the game starts. So at some point or another, we will be able to get there. The green smoke is in the back there. It's not there, which means it is not open. If it is open, you can go in the door on the right there and extract. Which means we have to go damage house. But yeah, we had a look around the map. It's getting dark, by the way. Just looking on the stashes and pointing out some rooms and such. We have some more keys, I think. Let's see. Concordia, we had a look. Security room 34, 64. We done that. I do have construction with me. I don't know why that bunkhouse didn't open. I'm guessing I was on the wrong bunkhouse. The financial building, we did upstairs and downstairs, those two rooms. There is a save in the small one. So iron gate key, loose loot in that Primorsky 48 I didn't do. Lexus, we don't have the secure key. The container is behind Lexus. We opened that. That's like a metal gate which opens a couple of weapon crates behind it. The archive and the Zemelia apartment, that's in the residential area. We didn't do those, but that's nothing major. And then here we have the damaged house. You just go in there and then extract somewhere. There we go. Whenever it pops up. That was a first look around, as I done it last year with the videos, including the loot stashes. But yeah, it's a 50-minute map, but you can probably spend an hour and a half on this map without any problem. But sort of a look around, showing you the stashes, showing you most of the keys that we have, to give you an idea about the new map. Unfortunately, it's not running 100% properly for a lot of people. If you have a decent system, it is okay. From time to time, if you play a lot of Streets, it's advisable to reboot your game after 3-4 Street games, so that it can sort of clear the cache a little bit and then it runs smoother. But the rubber banding is not something, it's server side, it's not client side, so it's on their end and not on your end, pretty much. So if you run 2-3 Street runs and you take your time, especially, then I would advise you to reboot your game and go again if you want to do Streets. But seeing we were playing this offline, it ran pretty smooth, as you could see. We had a look, I think, on most of the keys. Oh yeah, I didn't bring the stair key, it's still sitting in here. And then other than that, the residential area and the Pinewood Hotel, we didn't go in. Apartment 8 and 20 and Pinewood 215 and 206 because we were a bit time-based. We saw the whole map, but we couldn't go into every door, every building, because there is not enough time for that. Even with 15 minutes on the clock, it's crazy. But yeah, you saw what we came out with there. A couple of GP coins, some SSDs, lions. We have found a current in one of the... And that is just... We didn't even go second floor, the post office, because there is an apartment with an oven, and in that oven there are 2 high value spawns. The other day I found a cat and a rooster, I think, or something like that. There's also a Bitcoin spawn on one of the seats, so that's in the Primorsky 46 building, the post office. On the second floor, in those apartments, you can find that stuff. So yeah, there is a lot of really good loot on that map. Let's have a look again on the map. There we go. So yeah, that's sort of what we did. We spawned in here, between these 2 houses over here, and we went to the collapsed crane area, checked on that stash, Concordia stash. We had a look in the Concordia buildings. Then we moved on to behind the car dealer over here. We checked that stash, had a look around in the medical lab here, a little bit around here. Then we went back to this store here to have a look on the office in the store to see what was there. I think it was a safe over there that you could open. And then we crossed the road, went into this building, checked a few things there. We checked that stash. We crossed the yard over here to the other stash. We went into the bar to pick up the Skybridge key. And then we went to the right here to have a look on that Skybridge room. And that's sort of the west side of the map that we have done. Then we were slightly getting a little bit into time need, so we pushed it a little bit then. We crossed the road here, we pretty much stayed next to it, and then we went through the Pinewood Hotel area. You can, of course, loot up there. There are rooms which are open. 206 and 215 need a key for a quest. 206 is a pretty decent room as well. That's why it's only barter trade on the market. You have that red area here. That's where you can shoot a flare to extract in Plymouth. Out of this road here, I would stay out of, because that's where the snipers will kill you. Although there is an extraction here which you can enter from both sides, which is underpass. But if you have that extraction and you really need to take it, like time is up or whatever, then I suggest to sprint in there. It's an underground old metro station. So just go in there and sprint, then you might get hit by the sniper, but he will not kill you most of the time. This area, we checked that stash. That is the signal area where you shoot the flare in case you need to extract on the Plymouth. A green flare you need. Either the green flare or the pistol with the green cartridge. Those are your options. Then we came back to Nikita here. We went to that stash here in the corner. Then we went back to this financial building where we did 2 of the rooms, and then we sort of went through here. We didn't take the road, but we sort of took the parallel route towards the factory area. Had a look on the Mark's room, and then we did this stash. We went through this building to the right. I pointed out the hideout key, another stash. Then we went back through this building, and then we came out over here to this yard here, where we did the last stash. So all these purple things on this map are the stashes that we did. And then we checked the car was not there. Then we went over here, we checked courtyard extraction was not there. So we had to go left of the cinema into the ruined house, or the damaged house as the extraction is called. That's over there. And that's pretty much the whole map that we have had a look around. Not being able to do this whole area here. These are the Zamalia Avenue apartments. Apartment 8 has a key, apartment 20 has a key. They are in these 2 buildings over here. But all the rest we pretty much checked from the keys that we had with us. Very interesting map. Seeing you have pretty long time most of the time with your scav. That's the best way to learn it. Do your scavs and you find some pretty good loot. that's what I've been doing. As you can see, I have most of my scav runs I have done on streets. This wipe, playing a little bit differently. We are not at high level basically because I stayed away from shoreline and interchange. And of course we know there are a lot of quests there, which means that's a lot of XP that I'm missing out. So one of these days I probably have to go to shoreline to interchange, because the quests are slightly stacking up now on those maps, because I've been playing the other maps basically. So I can probably get some quick XP going if I really want to. For instance, from the gunsmiths, they're all built already. I've turned in 13 already. This is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I did a video about that the other day. But now I need to wait, for instance, till I'm level 27 before I can turn in gunsmith 14. But their guns are built, so that's not a problem. Other than that, we're not doing that bad. We have 4 million in money at the moment, but we have a 50 million stash value, I think. We're still working on some hideout stations. Most of the things that we need I have already sitting. We have a bunch of quests. My Bitcoin farm is upgrading as we speak, so I have my GPUs ready to go. So yeah, I think we had 10 million yesterday, but we did some hideout upgrades. I bought 10 GPUs. We also built the scav case, which also costed a lot of money. So we definitely have some stuff going. We have some stuff for crafting. And then we have a bunch of stuff. Yeah, all of this, roosters, vases, cats, teapots, rollers, GP coins, whatever. And we already used a bunch to build the scav case, but that all comes from street, most of it. Most of these things we found on street. So we're not doing that bad. Next to that, we are ready for whenever the sugar goes up in price. We have a few sitting there. Stims, the SJ6 with this one here, the Trimadol. If you pop an SJ6, you pop a Trimadol, you pretty much do not lose stamina for the next 3 minutes. As long as you do not jump. That is the new cocktail that people are popping to, for instance, get to the resort on shoreline very quickly. You can just run for 3 minutes without losing that bar on your stamina that doesn't move at all. So yeah, a bunch of those new stims again, which are OP as hell by the looks of it. Other than that, that was it. A look around streets. We checked the stashes. We pointed out some of the good rooms. And other than that, we are slightly collecting cases all over the place. Yellow stim I have sitting here is also something for a street quest. You have to kill 20 scavs around the Pinewood area, and then in the courtyard of the hotel you need to shoot a yellow flare. That's why I have a yellow flare sitting in there. This is the green flare. That is what you need for Klimov Street, or you can also use the pistol over here, the flare pistol, but then you need of course also the green cartridge. You need to put some ammo in that pistol before you can shoot it. That's why we have some green cartridges sitting in here. I think Propor even or Jaeger gives you one. It gives you a pistol and 3 green flares from one of the quests as a reward. So everybody should have one at one point or another. If you don't lose it, of course. We'll leave it at this. A first look around on the ground stashes and everything else loot-wise on the streets. It's probably one of the better maps, if not the best map. Especially if you have a few keys. There are a couple of safes behind doors here and there, which those keys, maybe people don't know about it yet, but they're not even that expensive on the market. Like for instance, the Sparia store has a safe, the finance has a safe. Those keys are not that expensive on the market. So buy them while you still can, because once people figure out that there are safes in there and so, then the prices might go up pretty high. We will see. As for now, that will be it. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.